Hey guys, time for another MRE review. Though this time I'm going to mix things up a little bit. I have a US military ration here, but today I'm going to take a look at this. This is a ration from MRE Star. It is a civilian type ration. And first of all, I'm going to take a look at both of these and kind of show you the difference between the two. Now first of all, let's crack open this military ration. Actually, first of all, I want to point out the military ration has a date code on it here, and that's the 140th day of 2015, whereas the civilian one doesn't seem to have one at all. Not that I can see anyways. I'm sure there'll be one inside, but we'll get to see that in just a second. So, this is Menu 7 brisket entree. So, that's this here. And we're also going to crack open our MRE Star. Now, first thing you'll notice is the US one's got this inner wrapping, whereas the MRE Star one doesn't. And I just want to point out this is menu number 1, beef stew. So inside the MRE Star, you'll find things like this. It's just kind of like standard accessory pack with salt freely flowing through it. You'll find things like, you know, deep and rich coffee. This tiny little packet. But we'll get to the rest of that in just a moment. I'm just going to quickly go through the contents of this ration. Now, I'm not reviewing this one, so the contents of it aren't as important. I just want to make a comparison between the two. So you have your main entree with the sleeve. You've got usually a side dish. In this case, it's garlic mashed potatoes. You've got a somewhat specialized accessory packet. In this case, it's got just the mint gum. It's got a beverage pouch in there, salt, wet nap, etc. And that does kind of change a little bit from ration to ration. You've got a dessert, in this case an oatmeal cookie, usually some type of spread, in this case blackberry jam, and we've got a second one here which is peanut butter. We've got an Irish cream instant powder, and some wheat snack bread. Here's a information card for the mashed potatoes, your typical spoon, and heater. So it's a very comprehensive meal. There's lots to it. Anything you could possibly want, you'll find inside that pouch. By contrast, to a certain extent, it's similar with the MRE Star. It's just not as comprehensive as of a meal. There's going to be a lot more calories in the military ration than there is going to be in a civilian ration, because the soldiers are going to be more active. Typically the civilian ones are going to be for people who are maybe hiking, or maybe they've got it for survival purposes, so there's not going to be as much in the way of calories. Now, I've opened a few of these, and there's one thing that I noticed, that there was a very distinct pattern. So, let's just quickly go through the contents here, and then I will point that pattern out to you. You've got your entree, beef stew. You've got your heater. We'll talk about that in a second. We've got your cracker, which looks an awful lot like the official military kind, but it's obviously not. It's got the MRE Star logo on there. Again, your accessory pack and your hot coffee, and your sides. Not very much. We've got this dried fruit mix. In other ones that I opened, it said dried fruit and nut mix. I'm not sure. No, this is just dried fruit. So that's actually a little different than what I'd seen before. We've got sugar cookies, which, yeah, that's a dessert, I guess. And pink lemonade flavored vitamin C added drink mix. That I have seen many times. Most of the time I mix that up, and here's another one. I've opened up probably, I don't know, 4, maybe 5 of these MRE Star rations. I did review a few of them early on in my ration review, I guess, career, but they were terrible. The footage was crap, so I ended up just deleting that footage. But in all of the MRE Star rations that I reviewed, or I looked at, they all had pink lemonade flavored drink mix, sugar cookies, and except for this one, it was a fruit and nut mix. In this case, it's just fruit. And it also had the MRE Star cracker. That the only thing that really differed from ration to ration was the entree. Just thought that'd be an interesting thing to point out if you're looking at maybe getting some rations to put into storage or whatever. Just something to keep in mind. If you really want a comprehensive meal and a lot to eat, I'd go with somebody else. Just to be brutally honest. The one good thing I do have to say about the MRE Star rations is the heater. I'm going to just do a side-by-side comparison here between the official US Military FRH and the MRE Star heater. You can see it's quite a bit bigger, although the pad is about the same size. So you can fit bigger items in here. Now the pad on the MRE Star FRH is actually quite a bit thicker this way. It's a lot more of the powder in there. And I've noticed that it typically just really works a lot better than the military one, which I'll show you in a sec. So let's dig in here. So we've got our beef stew. Find the tear notches here. I believe it actually says how much water to put in here. Yeah, 60 milliliters, which is interesting. I don't think the others actually give you a measurement. No, it just says to fill to the line. So that's actually kind of handy to know, which 60 milliliters is, I believe, a quarter of a cup. Oh, I keep moving the artwork there. Anyway, so we'll get this in here. Now, a quick tip. To get the proper measurement, keep your pad and entree above the fill line while you're filling it to that line. That gives you a bit more of an accurate measurement. And don't sweat it if you go over a little bit. It's not gonna be the end of the world. There it goes. Now this will have to kind of actually be a little creative in the folding. So we'll put that into there. don't know if you can hear that or not. Get our rock. Okay, we're gonna just get the rest of the stuff out on our tray here. So we've got our galetas de azúcar sugar cookies. So there we go. Now look at this. Listen to that go. These things just rock out the heat. And look at the steam coming off of that. Alright, so we got our dried fruit mixture. Cracker. See if we can get a hiss out of this. Yeah. Love that vacuum hiss. So even though the packaging is different from your standard US ration on the crackers, they're still the same cracker. And I've got my cup here. My pink lemonade. Now I don't think this is like a carbohydrate electrolyte powder. I think it's just, you know, vitamin C added drink mix. So we'll measure out our 12 ounces of water. Ish. And as you can see, it's pink. Surprise! And we'll get out our trusty spoon, which is really nothing special, it's just a plastic spoon. And our napkin. Now I'm not going to take this stuff out because I think I'm going to get salt everywhere. And I'm not going to be making this cup of coffee. So I'm not going to bother pulling that stuff out. So we'll just set the rest of that aside. Now, just a quick note about this coffee. It's terrible. I'm not going to really get into it too deeply, but one thing I notice is that there's just the tiniest little bit of powder in there. It's just, you know, I don't know how much, 1 cup of water, but it makes a very weak, kind of gross cup of coffee. It's, yeah. Pass. And as usual, it doesn't, with rations, it doesn't come with enough cream or sugar for me. Maybe they should follow in the footsteps of the Ukrainian and give you a nice big 30-gram pack. So, we've got our drink, we've got our crackers, and our accompaniments. Now there's one huge thing that is missing from this, and it has to do with these here. What do I do with them? I mean, obviously I can use them in my beef stew, maybe crumble them up, put them on top, give a little crunch to the stew, but it would be awesome if there was some sort of spread in here. You know, maybe some peanut butter or some jam or just something to go on these crackers. So just, you know, quick plating here. I've drawn it out as much as I possibly can here. Let's just get right into this. Now this is rocking hot right now. Like, I can barely touch this. And I cook for a living, so I got the asbestos fingers. Let's get this out of here. I noticed in the few times that I've used these that you really don't even need the 12 minutes or whatever they suggest to heat the entree for. Just a couple of minutes, basically. Once the steam slows down a little bit, it's pretty much done. And there is lots of heat left in there. You could use that for coffee if they bothered to give you a hot beverage pouch. You could use that for a second entree, whatever, you know. This is hot. So we got our lovely beef stew here. Just get that out onto the tray. There you go. Making a mess. So, well, I mean, let's take a look at what we got here. We got some nice thinly cut carrots, some huge, okay chunks of beef. Got some potatoes, some peas. You know, typical beef stew kind of stuff. Let me just give you a bit more of a close up here. There we go. Pretty good cross section right there. There's the camera. There we go. Whoop. I just dropped some of that in the fruit. Speaking of fruit, let's give that a try first. So what do we got here? We got bananas, mango, maybe apple or pineapple. Considering the somewhat tropical theme, I'm guessing pineapple. One of each, I guess. Well, it's sweet. I'll give them that. There's lots of sugar in there. But it's got an odd flavor to it. It's got kind of a, I don't know, stale. I'm not even sure how to describe that. Just a weird, stale flavor to it. And these chunks here. Let me find the package here. So that's the papaya. So yeah, pineapple. Yeah, it's got, I don't know. It's just a weird flavor to it. Crackers. Just as I remembered them, they've got almost kind of a pie crust flavor to it. I really do enjoy these crackers. It might be nice with a little bit of salt on it, but all in all, this is an enjoyable cracker. And finally, well, not finally, but next, the stew. Give that a taste. It's a bit on the bland-ish side. There's not very much separation in the flavors. Like, I can't really tell that I just ate a carrot. I can tell texture-wise that I've eaten beef. But that tastes like that, tastes like that. The only real difference between item to item is the beef. Not altogether completely unenjoyable in a survival situation, or out in the wilderness. This would be a welcome meal. So don't get me wrong on that, but I'm here to critique it on a culinary standpoint, so I'll give you my honest opinion. What it really needs, I think, is something that comes in a lot of different US rations, which is a little pouch of Tabasco. I find that a little bit of vinegariness and some spice really helps to waken up a lot of these kind of stew kind of dishes. Of course, I'd be amiss if I didn't combine the two of these. And that does help out a lot. It kind of gives the stew a almost pot pie-like flavor, which is nice. Give that a little wash down here. Unsurprisingly, it tastes like pink lemonade. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. I mean, it's tangy, it's a little bit sweet, tastes like lemons. What more can you say? The other thing I got left is the cookies. And those are actually quite enjoyable. They've got just kind of a hint of lemon flavor to them. They're sweet, but not overly sweet. They're nice. Now, I had planned on doing a bunch of reviews of these MRE Star rations, but I just haven't experienced any kind of real variety, except for the main courses from ration to ration, so not going to really be seeing much more of the MRE Star rations. If you have any suggestions as to what kind of civilian rations that I could check out that maybe have a little bit more interest to them, maybe leave me a comment or send me a message on Facebook. Yeah, I don't really have much more to say about this. Not a fan of that. This is okay, but nothing special. Those are crackers. Probably the best thing about this would be the cookies and the beverage. I'd just like to thank you for watching this video. If you like what you saw, hit the subscribe button and share this video with your friends. Again, thank you for watching this video, and remember, keep cooking with fire.